Welcome back to Jane's Stories of Life. I was thinking today about technology. Now that I'm embarking on this new technology for me of using YouTube videos and a YouTube channel, I thought back to how far we have come. As you know, I am quite the senior citizen. I am 82 years old. I think back to as I was growing up, you had your written communication, you had your verbal communication, you had your media. In terms of written communication, we had newspapers, of course, for gathering information. We wrote letters and depended on the post office to deliver those letters to us. And that was about it for written communication. In terms of the telephone, I have had quite an experience with that. When I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, we had dial phones, that we dialed the number. However, my mom's family was from the state of Iowa. And when we would go there, there were parts of Iowa where you had to pick up the telephone and ask the operator to please connect you with, and you gave an operator the number, and then they patched it in on a switchboard. So that was quite different. As phones emerged and we ended up, with different advances in telephone communication, there were the cell phones. When cell phones first started, they were quite rare. Not everybody had them. You couldn't, a lot of people couldn't afford a cell phone. My cousin I know had one that was in like a zipper case. It was a box, almost like a small suitcase that she had in her car. And I don't even remember how that operated, but that was probably in the early 70s. And now our telephones do everything. I mean, the communication is the whole system is very different. So, it's quite different. I notice when I go to appointments or sit in a waiting room somewhere, almost everybody is sitting there connected to their phone. You don't see people reading magazines. You don't see people talking to each other. Most of us, and I include myself in that as well. You pull out your phone while you're waiting for your doctor or your dentist or whoever you're waiting for, and catch up with friends or catch up with whatever you need to catch up with. So that's been quite an advancement. The other thing that changed, of course, dramatically has been media. Yes, I grew up with radio. We listened to the radio a lot. We didn't have a television until I was probably 10 years old. And then it was a little tiny black and white with the rabbit ears and the foil on the rabbit ears. And, you ask some of your grandparents about those things. The television channels stopped broadcasting at midnight, and they played the national anthem, and they showed a test pattern until maybe 6 or 7 the next morning. And then you could turn it on and see your 3 channels, and that was it. So the great advances, then along came cable and streaming and networks. I just, I marvel at technology. I love it. I love learning about it. And one of the things that has occurred to me, so many of let me not put it that way. I still have some people who are my peers, who are in my age brackets, who have resisted technology. I have one friend who absolutely, I don't care how many laptops and computers and things her children and grandchildren have tried to encourage her to use. She just absolutely does not want anything to do with technology. And I don't understand how you survive in this day and age without being connected technologically. But, I love technology. Once I was introduced to the internet, it's like, oh, wow. I still don't understand how things work. I still depend on, I depend on my son. I depend on grandchildren. My grandchildren taught me how to do PowerPoint several, maybe 10, 15 years ago. I've been on AOL almost since it started. I love Facebook. I'm newly initiating this whole channel thing on YouTube, but I've enjoyed, I know a lot of what I know today. I knew how to get my garage door opener to work one time when it wouldn't work because I went to YouTube and searched. I just love the ability that we have to gather information. I hope that if you have older people in your family, keep encouraged. I keep trying to encourage people of all ages to embrace technology because it's here, whether we like it or not. You don't do anything. The doctors all communicate with reminders of your appointments and sending you your lab slips and your email and whatever. So I just really, I love technology, and I'm excited now to explore this whole new realm. I know I was in Walmart one day, and this woman an older woman was standing there with her telephone in her hand, very frustrated because her grandchildren had given her this telephone, but she wasn't sure how to use it, and she wanted to call somebody to come to pick her up, but she was just totally oblivious. And so I helped her do that, and I thought, if you are encouraging some of your older relatives to use technology, be patient with them. Take some time. It may take more than once or twice or 3 or 4 times to explain things, write things out so they can do step by step, because it's a whole new world. And I love it. So thank you for joining me as I explore. I am trying to learn how to do a, what do you call them? Thumbnail. I did one for my other channel for one video. And now I don't remember how I did it. And I've been looking at Canva or whatever it is. It's supposed to be so easy. Well, guess what? I need more time. I need more time to do that. And the B-roll and the this and the that. So anyway, thank you for listening to my spiel today about technology. Keep using it. And one more thing, let me just add that. Many of you know I have severe hearing loss, and I do have trouble with certain things. I have a cochlear implant, I have a hearing aid, I have, for me, I need technology because many things I just am not able to manage because of my hearing. But that's one reason I have enjoyed it so much, because I can use closed captioning. I can, use the Bluetooth that goes right into my devices. So, just bear with us as we change and bring us along. These memories need to come out, and I'm just amazed at how much technology has changed. So that was my thoughts for today. Let me just end by saying, whatever you do, cherish your memories and pass them along to others. Have a great weekend, a great week, whatever it is. Okay, bye-bye. I'm back again. I almost forgot something in the the talk about technology, and that is typewriters. When I went to college, my typewriter was a manual portable typewriter, because nobody had electric typewriters at that point. Later on, probably maybe 7 or 8 years later, when I was in grad school, by then we had an electric typewriter. So we evolved from the manual to the electric, then to what was really just a keyboard for word processing, our first quote unquote computer was a Texas Instrument. It was really, just for word processing. Then we finally went to computers and internet and so forth. We didn't have adding machines. Only stores had adding machines. So your brain was the adding machine. I don't know when calculators came into. I remember our children had little professor calculators, and that was the the first thing I remember about calculators. And now, of course, all those functions are on the phone. So that's the the evolution of computers and using computers to communicate and to create documents and so forth was the whole evolution. And now with the artificial intelligence, I really don't understand that. I am clueless on that. But anyway, that's just the other part of technology that has changed significantly through my lifetime. You embrace it. I still have some challenges with Microsoft Word, but I've written 2 books with it, so I guess I've mastered it enough to at least get documents made and printed and all those things. So that's just as kind of the PS to the my sharing today about technology. Okay, cherish the memories and pass them on. Good night.